Welcome to a quick overview of the FSI series, the financial services industry. Today, we'll be focusing on the top 10 cybersecurity risks currently plaguing the financial services industry. As guardians of some of the most sensitive data in the world, financial institutions are prime targets for cybercriminals. The stakes are high, and the landscape is constantly evolving. We'll navigate through these risks quickly, providing some insights into how they can be managed and mitigated. So let's quickly dive into the key risks keeping CISOs or Chief Information Security Officers up at night. The first one will be ransomware attacks. A menace that has not only grown more insidious, no longer content with just locking down your data, attackers are now exfiltrating and threatening to release it unless their demands are met. The financial implications are enormous, not just in the ransomware itself, but in the aftermath, the remediation, the customer trust, and the potential regulatory penalties. Let's quickly discuss how these attacks can happen and what proactive measures can be taken to prevent them. There are 3 items I'll discuss quickly. For example, in this case, to mitigate the risks, we can do some regular backups. This is where we ensure that all critical data is backed up regularly and that the backups are stored in a secure offline location. This allows for recovery without paying the ransom in case of the attack. Network segmentation is where we divide your network into segments to limit the spread of ransomware. This containment strategy ensures that if one segment is compromised, the malware does not easily move laterally across the network. User education and training, where we conduct regular training sessions for employees to recognize phishing emails and other common attack vectors used to deliver ransomware. Phishing remains a favorite tool for cybercriminals, and it's no wonder why. It's effective. Even with training, employees can be tricked into revealing information or clicking on malicious links. The sophistication of these attacks is increasing, making it harder to distinguish between a phishing email from a legitimate one. Now, the latest tactics used in phishing attacks and how to fortify defenses against them. During the actual main course, we explore the latest tactics used in the phishing attacks and how to fortify defenses against them. We can use multi-factor authentication, where we implement MFA across all critical systems and applications. This adds an additional layer of security that can prevent unauthorized attacks and access, even if credentials are compromised. We can actually install email filtering and security solutions and deploy advanced email filtering solutions that can identify and block phishing attempts before they reach end users. Security awareness programs, where you continuously educate employees about the latest phishing techniques and how to avoid falling victim to social engineering attacks. When we look at third-party supply chain risks, in today's internet-connected world, no financial institution is an island. There are third-party vendors and supply chains that are integral to operations, but also represents a significant security risks. A breach by a third-party system can quickly cascade, impacting the primary financial institution. We look at best practices during the formal course for managing these risks and ensuring that your security extends beyond your immediate walls. Due diligence, where you have to perform a thorough due diligence on all third-party vendors, ensuring they adhere to stringent cybersecurity standards. You need to implement continuous monitoring of third-party networks and systems for any suspicious activity or signs of compromise. There's also a contractual security requirements where you include cybersecurity requirements in the contract with third parties, ensuring they are obligated to maintain a high level of security. Identity and access management is managing who has access to what is becoming increasingly challenging in a digital age. With the explosion of digital identities for customers and employees, the attack surface has expanded. Failures in identity and access management can lead to unauthorized access and data breaches, with potentially devastating consequences. Let's look at some controls that we can actually do with regards to identity and access management. Role-based access control, or RBAC, You can implement RBAC to ensure that only users have access to the information and system necessary for their job functions. You must do regular access reviews, where you conduct periodic reviews for access rights to ensure that only authorized personnel have access to sensitive systems and data. Then identity governance and administration. You can use the IGA tools to automate the lifecycle of identities, including provisioning, deprovisioning, and auditing of access rights. Advanced Persistent Threats, or APTs, is an attack by a state actor, and there are many identified within the cybersecurity environment, and they target specific customers. You can actually put some endpoint detection and response, or EDR, in place. So when you implement EDR solutions to detect and respond to APTs that may have infiltrated your network, providing real-time visibility and response capabilities. Threat intelligence utilizes services to stay informed about the latest APT tactics, techniques, and procedures, or TTPs, and adjust your defenses accordingly. Segmentation and least privilege, where you apply network segmentation and the principle of least privilege to limit the ability of attackers to move laterally within your network. The shift to cloud computing has brought about many advantages, but it also introduced some new security challenges. From securing cloud configurations to managing access control, the cloud is a new frontier for cyber threats. We can actually look at specific risks associated with cloud computing in the financial sector, and we can also discuss strategies to mitigate these risks effectively. Shared responsibility awareness is where we understand and clearly define the shared responsibility model in cloud services, ensuring that both service provider and the organization are fulfilling their security obligations. We can do data encryption to encrypt sensitive data both at rest and in transit, and to protect it from unauthorized access, even if a breach occurs. Then also cloud security posture management, where we can use these CSPM tools continuously to monitor and manage the security posture of your cloud environment, identifying and mitigating risks proactively. Data and privacy protection, where data is the lifeblood of financial institutions, and protecting it is not just a regulatory requirement, but a trust imperative. With increasing regulations around data privacy, ensuring that your institution is compliant and your data is secure is more important than ever. When we look at the latest regulations and best practices for protecting sensitive data from breaches and misuse, we can implement data loss prevention, or DLP, where we deploy DLP technologies to monitor, detect, and block unauthorized data transfers, ensuring that sensitive information is not leaked or exfiltrated. We can do encryption and anonymization, where we encrypt personal and sensitive data and consider anonymization techniques to reduce the impact of a data breach. And then also regular compliance audits should be conducted to ensure that compliance with data protection regulations like GDPR and PCI DSS, and to identify any gaps in your data protection strategies. So automated compliance, where we can use automated tools to track and manage compliance with multiple regulatory, reducing the risk of non-compliance. Continuous monitoring and reporting. This is where the regulatory landscape is complex and constantly changing. Compliance is not just about avoiding fines, but it's about maintaining customer trust and staying ahead of competitive industry. Today we'll discuss the key regulations in affecting cybersecurity in the financial sector and how to ensure your institution remains compliant. We can do automated compliance management, where we use automated tools to track and manage compliance with multiple regulatory frameworks, reducing the risk for non-compliance. We can do continuous monitoring and reporting, where we implement systems that continuously monitor compliance status and generate reports that can be quickly provided to regulators as and when needed. Employee training, to regularly train employees on regulatory requirements relevant to their roles, ensuring that everyone understands their responsibilities. Now, AI and machine learning are transforming the financial sector, but they also introduce new risks. Cyber criminals are increasingly using AI to enhance their attacks, making them more effective and harder to detect. We'll explore the dual-edged sword of AI in cybersecurity, how it can both defend and attack, and discuss the strategies to ensure AI defenses are up to task. When we look at adversarial testing, is where we regularly test AI models against adversarial attacks to identify vulnerabilities and improve their robustness against manipulation. Data integrity and quality to ensure the integrity and quality of the data we use to train those AI models, as poor data quality can lead to inaccurate or biased outcomes that can be exploited. AI governance, establish a clear governance framework for the development, the deployment, and the monitoring of AI systems to ensure they are secure, fair, and compliant with regulations. Finally, let's talk about resilience. In today's threat landscape, it is not just about preventing attacks, but also about how quickly and effectively you can respond and recover. Cyber resilience is key to minimizing the impact of an attack and ensuring business continuity. We'll cover the essential components of strong incident response plan and the importance of building resilience into your cybersecurity strategy. To mitigate the risk, there must be business continuity planning, or BCP. This is where you develop and regularly test a comprehensive BCP that includes procedures for maintaining operations during and after a cybersecurity incident. You'll have incident response drills where you conduct regular incident response drills, including tabletop exercises and live simulations. This is to ensure that your team is prepared for real-world attacks. And then finally, cyber insurance, where we consider obtaining cyber insurance as part of your risk management strategy and help mitigate the financial impact of significant cybersecurity incidents. As we circle back where we started, it is clear that the financial services industry faces a unique set of cybersecurity challenges. Each of these top 10 risks, from ransomware to phishing to AI risk and regulatory compliance, require vigilant attention to proactive approach. The threat landscape is constantly evolving. However, with the right strategies, tools, and commitments to continuous improvement, these risks can be managed effectively. Also remember, cybersecurity in the financial sector isn't about defending against the next big attack. It is about building resilience, protecting the trust of your customers, and ensuring the continuity of your operations. And let's continue to stay informed, stay prepared, and stay secure.